fine day for a holiday.
It is!
To neglect our work and await the arrival of great Caesar.
I don't feel like doing any work today. Caesar has
Great
granted us
Caesar
a holiday.
shall arrive anon.
Yes. It is good.
No,
Over Bobbi, yes.
My master actually serves a great Caesar.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you must be glad then.
Heads! Home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday? Speak. What profession art thou?
Why, sir, a carpenter. Here is thy apron and thy rule. What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade are you?
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with the same conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls.
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
I am indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes.
But wherefore art not in thy shop today?
Truly, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar, to rejoice in her triumph.
Wherefore rejoice? What triumphs brings she home? What tributaries follow her to Rome, to grace in captive bonds her chariot wheels? Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel citizens of Rome! Hear you not, Pompey? Many a time, and often, have you climbed walls and battlements to the tops of windows and towers, and there have sat the livelong day, waiting in patient expectation for the great Pompey to pass the streets of Rome. And when her chariot did but appear, did you not give a universal shout? And do you now lay flowers in her way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone!
Hail Caesar! Hail! Hail Caesar! Wonderful day! Hail Caesar!
Peace! Oh!
Caesar speaks.
Calpurnia, here, my lady. Stand you directly in Antonius' way when she doth front her course. Antonius, Caesar, my lady. Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say, the Baron, touched in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse. I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed. Set on, and leave no ceremony out!
Caesar!
Who calls? Caesar has turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me! Let me see his face!
Fellow, come from the throng! Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer! Let us lead him. Pass.
You go speak in order, of course.
Not I, Cassius. Let me not hinder your desires, I'll leave.
Provis, I do observe you now of late. And not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You are too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius be you one. Nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets the shows of love to other men.
And Brutus, I much mistook your passion. By means whereof this breast of mine have varied thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
It is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye that you might see your shadow. I have heard many where the best respected Rome, except immortal Caesar, groaning underneath the sage's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
What dangers would you lead me, Cassius, if you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
And could Brutus be prepared to hear? Since you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
I fear the people choose Caesar for the king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius. Yet I love her well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught for the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I'll look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be as live as to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, we can both endure a winter's cold as well as she. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point." Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade her follow. So indeed she did. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cries out, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I the tired Caesar. And Caesar is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature that must bend her body if Caesar carelessly but nod on her.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, she doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under her huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some times are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together, yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Now in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that she has grown so great? Age, thou art shame. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? Now, is it Rome indeed, and room enough when there is in it but one only man?
You do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this and of these times, I shall recount hereafter. What you have said, I will consider. And what you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions, as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck thus much shell fire from Brutus.
The games are gone and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell what have proceeded worthy note today.
Do so. Look you, Cassius. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden drink. Calpurnia's cheek is pale. And Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius, Caesar, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men in such a sleep o' nights. Yond Cassius has a lean and hungry look. She thinks too much. Such ones are dangerous.
Fear her not, Caesar. She's not dangerous. She is a noble Roman and well given.
Would she were fatter, but I fear her not. Yet, if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the one I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. Such women as she be never at heart's ease, whilst they behold the greater than themselves, and therefore are they very
dangerous.
Hold me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca. Tell us what had chanced today that Caesar looked so sad.
What? There was a crown offered her. And being offered her, she put a title at the back of her hand, thus. And then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that, too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that, too.
Was the crown offered her thrice?
Aye, Mary was. And she put it by thrice, every time gentler than other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered her the crown?
My Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, Gentle Casca.
It as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer her a crown, and as I told you, she put it by once. But for all that to my thinking, she would fain have had it. Then she offered it again. She put it by again, but to my thinking, she was very loath to lay her fingers on it. And then she offered it the third time. She put it the third time by, and still as she refused it, the rabblemen hooted and clapped their chapped hands, uttered such a deal of stinking breath, because Caesar refused the crown, that it almost choked Caesar. For she swooned and fell down at it.
What stopped, I pray you? What did Caesar swoon?
She fell down in the marketplace, foamed at mouth, and was speechless.
It's very like she had the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
Not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down.
What said she when she came unto herself?
When she came to herself again, she said if she had done or said anything amiss, she desired their worships to think it was her infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul," and forgave her with all their hearts. There's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
Cicero say anything?
Aye, spoke Greek.
What of that?
Nay, and I tell you that, I'll ne'er look you in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. Fare you well.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive and your dinner worth the eating.
Good, I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell, both.
A blunt fellow as is grown to be. He was quick mettle when he went to school.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise, however he puts on his tardy form.
For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, and yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Thus it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their likes, for who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but she loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now, and he were Cassius, she would not humor me. I will this night, in several hands, in at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the good opinion Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake her, or worse days endure.
Caesar!
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you out of breath? Why tremble you so?
Are you not moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfurled? Oh, Cicero! I have seen tempests where the scalding winds have rived the naughty hoax, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. And never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire! Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods and senses that descend destruction.
Why? Saw you anything more wonderful?
Common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I had not since put up my sword. Against the Capitol I met a lion, who scowled upon me, and went surly by without annoying me. And they were drawn upon a heap, 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men, all in fire, walking up and down the streets. And yesterday, the
bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
It is a strange disposed sky. Come, Caesar, to the capital tomorrow.
She doth?
Then good night, Casca. This disturbed sky is not for walking in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there?
A Roman?
Casca by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menaced so?
You are dull, Casca. And those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. Now could I, Casca, aim to be a woman most like this prodigious night, a woman no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, and yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king. She shall wear a crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein ye gods who tyrants do defeat. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
Why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor thing. I know she would not be a wolf, but that she sees the Romans are but sheep. But, oh grief, I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. And I know my answer must be made, but I am armed and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes furthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable dangerous consequence. And I do know by this they stay for me in Pompey's porch.
Stand close a while, here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna, I do know him by his gait, he is a friend. Where haste you so, Cinna?
To find out you. Who's that, Talisimber?
'Tis Casca, one incorporate to our attempts. Am I not stayed for, Cinna?
Yes, you are. Cassius, if we could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content, good Cinna? Take this, and lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it, and throw this in at his window. That being done, repair you to Pompey's porch where you shall find us. Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
It must be by her death. For my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at her, but for the general. She would be crowned. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder and that craves wary walking. Crown her. That, and then I grant we put a sting in her that at her will she may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. To speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when her affection swayed more than her reason. Since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing she is, fashion it thus, that what she is augmented would run to these and these extremities. Therefore think her as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as her kind grow mischievous, and kill her in the shell.
The taper burneth in your closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper thus sealed up, and I am sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Is not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
Constellations whizzing in the air give so much light I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepst, awake and see thyself. Such instigations have been often dropped where I have took them up. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestor did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, march has wasted 14 days.
It's good. Go to the gate. Someone knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma, or a hideous dream. Sir,
'Tis your sister Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you.
she alone?
No, sir. There are more with her.
Let him enter. They are the faction. Conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free. And by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage?
Think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them. No man here but honors you, and every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This Decius Brutus.
He is welcome too.
This Casca. Cinna. And this Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. But what watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Lies the east. Let the day break here.
No.
The parts are tough. In yon gray lines that fret the clouds are messengers of the morn.
You shall confess you are both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way growing on the south, weighing the youthful season of the year. Some 2 months hence, up higher towards the north, he first presents his fire. And the high east stands as the capital. Directly here!
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
Let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the times of use, if these be motives weak, then break off betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed, so that high-sighted tyranny range on till each man drop by lottery.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Well urged, Decius. I think it is not meet Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath in death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. So that we then could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill her boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve her as a dish fit for the gods, not hew her as a carcass fit for hounds. And for Antony, think not of her, for she can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
I fear her, for in the engrafted love she bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of her.
There is no fear in her. Let her not die, for she will live and laugh at this hereafter.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no. For she is superstitious grown of late. The unaccustomed terror of this night may hold her from the capital today.
Fear not, if she be so resolved, I can persuade her. Let me work, and I will bring her to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch her. We'll leave you, Brutus. The morning comes upon us. Now, friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
So good morrow to you. everyone.
Brutus, my lord.
Wherefore rising now, it is not for your help us habitual weak condition to the rock all morning.
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms crossed. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I'll not let you talk, nor eat, nor sleep. Make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health. That is all.
What? Is Brutus sick, that he should steal from his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. Upon my knees I charm you to unfold to me yourself, your love, why you are so heavy. What men tonight have had to resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even in darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bonds of marriage, tell me, is it expected that I know no secrets that obtain you? Dwell I then in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia's Brutus harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
This is true, then I should know this secret. Tell me your counsels, I'll not disclose them. There, I've given myself, shown my constancy by giving myself a wound here on the thigh. Can I bear this with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Render me worthy of this noble wife. Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today. Caesar shall forth. The things that threatened me ne'er look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan. And ghosts did squeal and shriek about the streets. Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided, whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Alas, my lady, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and she shall say you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home. Here is Decius Brutus. He shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them that I will not come today.
But
Cannot is false, and that I dare not, falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say she is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will! I will not come! That is enough to satisfy the Senate! But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statua, which, like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent. And on her knees hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, and smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, my Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have, and when you've heard what I can tell, and know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed that I did yield to them. And look where Cicero has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Cicero. What? Brutus, are you stirred so early too? See, Antony, that revels long a night is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So too, most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna! Now, Trebonius, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will.
Good friends! Go in and taste some wine with me. And we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Run to the Senate House. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
Would have had thee there and here again ere I could tell thee what thou shouldst do there. Constancy, be strong upon my side. A man's mind, but a woman's might. Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else? And so return to you and nothing else?
Yes. And bring me word if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see her pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech her to befriend herself.
Why? Knowest thou any harms intended toward her?
None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance.
I must go in. Oh, Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Run, Lucius. Commend me to my lord, and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
Caesar, but not gone.
Trebonius doth desire you to read Etrobus under this, her humble suit.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Hurrah! Give place!
Trebonius knows her time to look you, Brutus. She draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where is Metellus, sir? Let him presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
She is addressed. Press
sneer at second.
Daska, you are the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and her Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, Metellus-Cimber throws before thy seat and humble
I must
heart.
prevent thee, Cimber. Thy brother, by decree, is banishing. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Is there no voice more worthy than mine own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand. With a nod of flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Popilius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of the field.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon, and lo, as to thy foot the Cassius fall to make enfranchisement for Popilius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
And from the lift of Olympus,
Caesar!
does not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak, hands!
Then fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead!
Some common culprits and cry out! Liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
Go to the pulpit, Brutus!
Or Cicero,
Here, much confounded by the scrutiny.
Cicero, good cheer, there is no harm intended to your person or to no Roman else.
Leave us, Cicero, lest the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief. Where's Antony?
Fled to her house amazed.
Stoop, Romans, stoop. And let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. And walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then and wash. How many ages hence shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport? And now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust.
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the ones that gave their country liberty.
Here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard now, whilst your purple hands do wreak and smoke, fulfill your pleasure.
Our Antony begged not your death of us. But now we must appear bloody and cruel. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful. In pity to the general wrong of Rome hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony.
Your voice shall be as strong as anyone's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves with fear. Then we will deliver you the cause. Why I, that did love Caesar when I struck her, have thus proceeded. I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus.
my credit now stands on such slippery ground. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. Pardon me, Julius. Here must thou bathe, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil and crimsoned in thy lath. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer, strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie.
More hands me.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number among our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, I am with you all and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the child of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek, and am moreover sooner that I may produce your body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of her funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, work with you. What you do not consent that she speak at her funeral. Know you not how the people may be moved by that which she will utter.
I will myself into the pulpit first and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest. She speaks by leave and by permission. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Here, Mark Antony, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. And say you do it by our permission.
Be it so, I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest woman that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men, groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony. Oh, Caesar!
Is thy master coming?
She lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed and tell her what hath chanced. Here is a mourning robe, a dangerous robe, no robe of safety for Octavius yet. Lend me your hand.
Countrymen and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear.
You have her blood on your hands.
Believe me for mine honor.
Honor?
And
What
have
honor?
respect to mine honor that you may the better judge.
What respect is there for you?
You have been judged.
If there
for
be
this.
any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's.
Aye.
To him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his.
No, you say so.
If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? Caesar loved me, I weep for her. As she was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As she was valiant, I honor her. But as she was ambitious, I slew her. There is tears for her love, joy for her fortune, honor for her valor, and death for her ambition. Who here is so vile that will not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply. Then none have I I offended? I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. Here comes her body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though she had no hand in her death, shall receive the benefit of her dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not? With this, I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death.
Bring him with triumph home into his house.
Yes. Give her a statue with her ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
Yes.
Caesar's like a
my countrymen. Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse and grace her speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make.
Let her go up to the public chair. We'll hear her. Noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholden to you.
Peace. Let us hear what Antony can say.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise her. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were true, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. She was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says she was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man.
She is.
You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented her a kingly crown, which she did thrice refuse. Was this ambition?
No.
Yet Brutus says she was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love her once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for her?
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
There is reason in her saying that.
Yes. I fear a worse will come in her place. Now mark her, she begins again to speak.
But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies she there. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in her closet. 'Tis her will. Let but the commons hear this testament, and they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, yea, beg a hair of her for memory, and dying, mention it within their will, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
The will! Let's hear the will!
You will compel me then to read the will?
Aye.
Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar, and let me show you her that made the will. Shall I descend? And will you give me leave?
You have leave.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer's evening in her tent, that day she overcame Nervi. Look, in this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him! This was the most unkindest cut of all, for when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished her, then burst her mighty heart. Then I, and you, and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us.
Treason!
Friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not, that made them do it. They are wise and honorable and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I am no orator, as Brutus is. I have neither wit nor words nor worth, action nor utterance nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny. My friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you of. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen she gives to every several man 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar, will revenge her death.
Moreover, she hath left you all her walks, her private arbors and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. She hath left them you and to your heirs forever common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never.
Take up the body.
Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt.
That's as much as to say they are fools that do marry. You'll bear me a bang for that, I fear. Proceed. Directly.
Directly, I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
Your name, sir? Truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear him to pieces, he's a conspirator!
I'm Cinna the poet! I'm Cinna the poet!
Tear him for his bad verses! Tear him for his bad verses!
I'm not Cinna the conspirator!
It matters not! Pluck but his name from his heart and turn him
Go, friend! Away!
These many then shall die. Their names are printed.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus?
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition, Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
He shall not live. Look, this fault I damn. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge and legacies. This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
He's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature that I teach to fight, his corporal motion governed by my spirit. And in some taste is Lepidus but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth. And now, Octavius, listen great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretched. And let us presently go sit in council, how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open peril surest answer.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and bait about with many enemies.
Your master Pindarus hath given me cause to wish things done undone. But if she be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that she shall appear, such as she is, full of regard and honor.
She is not doubted. Word, Casca, how she received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and with respect enough, but not with such familiar instances nor such free and friendly conference as she hath used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend cooling. Comes her army on.
And this night in Sardis to be quartered. The greater part are come with Cassius.
Hark, she's arrived.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies. And if not so, how should I wrong a sister?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly, I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away, then in my tent enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Pandarus, bid our commanders lead their charges off a little from this ground.
Cinna, do you the like. Let no man come to our tent till we have done our conference. Let Casca and Trebonius guard our door.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man, were slighted off.
Wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Remember March? The Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? And what villain touched her body that did stab, and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost one of all this world, but for supporting robbers? Shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bathe the moon than such a rope.
Brutus, fay not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to Cassius, you are not.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, I shall forget myself. Have a mind upon your health, tempt me no farther.
Away, slight man.
It's possible.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way in room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your own spleen, though it do split you. From this moment forth, I'll use you for my mirth. Yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Has it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier? Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For my part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way, you wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
Well, if you did, I care not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rhymed my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not, till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony! And young Octavius, come! Revenge yourself alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of this world, hated by one she loves. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate her worse, thou loved her better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, which much in force shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to her Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth her.
I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Have not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humor that my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius. And henceforth, when you are over-earnest with your Brutus, you'll think your mother chides, and leave you so. Casca, Ermonius, bid the commanders prepare to lodge their companies tonight.
Come yourselves and bring Altier with you immediately to us. I did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius with Mark Antony have made themselves so strong, for with her death that tidings came. With this she fell distract, and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
And died so.
Even so.
Ye immortal gods!
Come in, Trebonius. Welcome, good Metellus.
Shut art thou gone?
No more. Praise. I have here received letters that young Octavius with Mark Antony do come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
What addition?
That by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators, Cicero being one.
Cicero what?
What think you of marching to Philippi presently?
Do not think it good.
Your reason?
It's better the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing himself offense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of force give place to battle. The people twixt Philippi and this ground do stand, but in a forced affection, for they have grudged us contribution. The enemy marching along by them shall make a fuller number up. Come on, refreshed, new added, and encouraged, from which advantage we shall cut her off. If at Philippi we do face her there, these people at our back.
Hear me, good brother.
Our legions are brimful, our cause is right. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures.
With your will, go on. We'll arm ourselves and meet them at Philippi. Early tomorrow will we rise in tents.
Well, good Metellus. Good night, Trebonius. Noble Cassius. Good night and good repose.
Good night, my dear brother. It was an ill beginning to our night. Never come such division between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Good night, good sister. Farewell, everyone. Keep the gown. Call Casca and some other of my men. I'll have them sleep on cushions in my tent.
Cinna and Casca! Calls my lord.
I pray you, sirs, lie in my tent and sleep. It may be I shall raise you by and by on business to my sister Cassius. Look, Lucius, here's a book I sought for, so I put it in the pocket of my gown.
I was sure your lordship did not give it me.
Bear with me, boy, I am much forgetful. Take it from me, so good night. Let me see, is not the leaf turned down where I left reading? Here it is, I think. How ill this taper burns. Who comes here? Is thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makest my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye. At Philippi.
Then I shall see thee at Philippi then. I have taken heart thou vanishest. Ill spirit, I would hold more talk with thee. Boy, Lucius! Cinna, Cascus away!
My lord?
Dost thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Saw you anything?
No, my lord, I saw nothing.
All right, my lord.
Go and commend me to my sister Cassius. Bid her set on her powers betimes before, and we will follow.
Shall be done, my lord.
Shall be done.
Now, Antony, our hopes and dreams are answered. You said the enemy would not come down but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I am in their bosoms and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so.
Prepare you, generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
They stand and would have parley.
Stand fast, Jerome. We must out and talk.
Mark Antony, shall we give the sign of battle?
No, Caesar, we will answer on their charge. Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Words before blows, is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar." You showed your teeth like apes and fawned like hounds and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, while stamped Casca like a cur behind struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers. Now, Brutus, think yourself. This tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged, or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the swords of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringst them with thee.
I was not born to die in Brutus' sword.
Or if thou wert the noblest of thy strain, youngster, thou couldst not die more honorable.
Come, Antony, away! Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Go, Casca, hark a word with you.
Lord,
Yes, his Brutus.
what says my general?
This is my birthday. For this very day was Cascus born. Give me thy hand. Decius Brutus, be thou my witness, that against my will, as Pompey was, am I compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. Coming from Sardis on our former ensigns to mighty eagles fell, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands who to Philippi here consorted us. This morning are they fled away and gone, and in their stead do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and downward look on us as we were sickly prey. Shadows seem a canopy most fatal, under which our army lies ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I believe it partly. I am fresh of spirit and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Casca.
Now, most noble Brutus, the gods today stand friendly, that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But since the affairs of events rest still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, are you contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. But the same day must end the work the Ides of March begun. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why we shall smile. If not, Why then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever, farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we shall smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Then lead on. So that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that it will end. And then the end is known.
Look, Trebonius, look how the villains fly!
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early. Who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Mark Antony is in your tents, my lady. Therefore, fly, noble Cassius. Fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look, Trebonius, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lady.
Trebonius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him till we have brought thee out to yonder troops, and here again, that I may rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, even with a thought.
Go, Pandarus, and higher on that hill. Sight was never thick. Regard Trebonius and tell me what thou noticed about the field. This day I breathe it first. Time has come round, and where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run her compass. Sirrah, what news?
Trebonius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make her on the spur. Yet she spurs on. They're almost on her. She's taken.
Come down. Hold no more. Come hither, Sirrah. Parthia, did I take thee prisoner? Then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now. Keep thine oath. Thou be a free man, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Take thou the hilts, and when thy face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged. Even with the sword that killed thee.
So I am free. O Cassius, far from this country Pandarus shall run, where never Roman shall take note of him.
It is but change, Trebonius, for Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus' power, as Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well comfort Cassius.
Where did you leave her?
All disconsolate on this hill.
Is not that she that lies upon the ground?
She lies not like the living. Oh, my heart!
Is not that she?
No! This was she, Metellus Cimber. But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in her red blood Cassius' day is set. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed! What, Pandarus? Where art thou, Pandarus?
Seek him, Trebonius, whilst I go to meet the mighty Brutus, thrusting this report into his ear.
Hide thee, Metellus Cimber, and I will seek for Pandarus the while. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? And did not they put on my brows this wreath of victory and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. Behold, By your leave, gods. This is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and bind Trebonius' heart.
Where Metellus and doth her body lie?
Go yonder, and Trebonius mourning it.
Trebonius faces upward.
She is slain.
Oh, Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. Friends, I owe more tears to this woman than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. Come, therefore, Cassia, come. And come, Decius Brutus, let us to the field. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Romans yet ere night we shall try fortune in a second fight.
The noble prisoner! Brutus is taken, my lord! Brutus is taken!
Where is he?
Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take the noble Brutus alive. The gods defend him from so great a shame.
This is not Brutus, but I assure you a prize no less in worth. Keep this man safe. Go on and see whether Brutus be alive or dead, and bring us word unto Octavius' tent how everything is chanced.
Come, poor remains of friends, rest on this rock.
Sit ashore with the torchlight, but my lord, he came not back. He is ordained or slain.
Sit thee down. Slaying is the word. It is a deed in fashion. Hark thee, Casca.
Die, my lord. No! Not for all the world!
Come hither, good Decius Brutus, list a word.
What says my lord?
Why this, Decius Brutus? The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 several times by night. At Sardis once, and this last night here in Philippi fields. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Decius Brutus. Thou knowst that we two went to school together. Even for that our love of old, I prithee, hold thou my sword hilt whilst I run on it.
That is not an office for a friend, my lord.
Fly! Fly, my lord! There is no tarrying here!
Hence, I will follow. Prithee, stay thou by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of good respect. Hold then my sword hilt and turn away thy face while I do run upon it. Wilt thou, Lucius?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Lucius. Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that?
Brutus, man. Lucius, where's thy master?
Free from the bonds you are in, Cinna. The conquerors can but make a fire of him. For Brutus only overcame himself, and no other man hath honor by his death.
How died thy master, Lucius?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him with all respects and rites of burial. Within my tents his bones tonight shall lie most like a soldier ordered honorably. So, call the field to rest and let's away to part the glories of this happy day.